Hey everybody, I'm back. Another segment of Be More Intellectual and Sexual, the video series. This topic I want to discuss is called the emotional affairs. It's a dead end, ladies. The emotional affairs, it's a dead end. I personally have been involved with 4 in my life. Not that I'm pleased with that, but they're so easy to happen. Emotional affairs are when you are involved with a man who is separated, on his way to divorce, but he's still legally married. Just because he moved out the house, just because he has his own apartment, unless he has a divorce decree, he is still married. Men, when they go through this period, they want everything they miss at home. And a lot of times, you just meet them casually. You could be at work, you could be at church, you could be at the grocery store, some community event, and you meet them, and they're just so nice. And as single women, we're thinking, hey, we met another guy, or he's cool, or this is nice, this is warm, it's inviting. When in fact, this man is lonely. He wants needs fulfilled that he's not getting at home anymore. He done lost touch with his spouse. They done fell out. He says he's gonna get a divorce, but yet he's separated. Well, how long you been separated? Oh, I've been separated about 3 months, 6 months, a year. And you still married? No, I'm separated. No, but you're still married. You're not divorced. Until, ladies, you see a divorce decree, he is still married. The ways that you know that you're dating an emotional or an emotional affair, which is a dead end, ladies, is the downside the day after chick. Meaning it always be the day after his birthday, the day after a holiday, the day after just because, the day after just special. Emotional affairs is just that. Everything emotionally he's not getting at home, or he's separated, or he's going through a divorce. So like I said, separate, going through divorce, these are things that you hear, but then you find out they still living at the house, or they still have an apartment, but yet you never could come over. You can't hang out with them publicly. You can't go anywhere and do anything. And they're looking for an outlet. It's just like the song Sherelle had back in the day, Everything I Miss at Home. Yeah, they think they can get it with you. And if you don't guard your heart enough, ladies, you're going to find yourself in this position. It's not a good one to be in. And I personally made excuses as to why we couldn't manage, or we couldn't work, or he could, because he's been through a lot. He would call me. It was always at night. I never could go over to his house. He wouldn't come over mine, or if he did, he'll make sure he'll come over, but my blinds and windows be open. All of a sudden I look up, they close. I don't even close my blinds and my windows. Um, they want a way of escape for the moment. They want something to do. They're not fulfilled at home, so they can salt in you. And it always starts out casual, ladies. It always starts out just casual conversation and talking, and then that leads to text. Back in the day, it was a phone. Now it's a text message. How you doing? How's your day? How's it going? Oh, I'm good. How's your day? Oh, I'm tripping. Oh, I'm going through, my wife, she bugging out. She doing this, she doing that. Of course, he got the dog her down to build you up to get what he wants from you. But that, being involved in an emotional affair, be it if you're dating or y'all just friends, be mindful and guard your heart, ladies, because this is the most vulnerable time that you'll get caught up. It's all false hope, false hope, false hope, false hope, dead end, no future. He only wants a way of escape. And if you allow a man to have that, he's going to have it with you. So, when A man, he reaches out for the moment. He's wanting, like I said, everything he's missing at home. He wants the relationship without the commitment. He wants sex without commitment. He wants somewhere to lay his head to take the stresses of the day and the toils away of what he's going through. And you really think he's pursuing you in a relationship. He does everything. He buys you gifts. He gives you money. He showers you. And you're thinking, oh, wow, we're really growing. We're really coming together. But mind you, I'm getting divorced. Well, when are you going to sign your divorce papers? When you going to get your divorce decree? Oh, I'm working on it. I'm working on it. But you're so caught up with him. You like what you see. And you like how he makes you feel. And some of you, I didn't sleep with mine, but like I said, I came close. But they all wanted me to know that, yeah, I liked you, Nicole, and you're really cool. But my heart, it just ain't this. I mean, I want to go back to my wife eventually. And you're like, what? But then something happens and they flip the script again. Oh, it's all about you again. When you're involved with a man you're in emotional affairs, it's always going to be you're always going to be the downside of the day after chick. You're never going to matter for anything. Men want somebody they can talk to, they can hold, they can caress, they can just be appeased for the moment. Being involved in emotional affairs for them to have a way of escape, live out a fantasy, fantasize, dream about you, want y'all to be together. He's emotionally pulling from his wife, and everything that he's sharing with you, he need to be telling her. But because he's going through a divorce and he's separated, at least that's what he's telling you. He's giving you a different song and dance. But yet, on this side of the fence, he's doing something else. When people confront you and say, oh, well, we're just friends. Well, how you got to know so-and-so and how long y'all been together? Girl, did you know he was married? I'm like, he's going through a divorce. No, he's married, honey. And then you're looking like, I don't want to be Helen the home wrecker. I don't want to wreck nobody's home and make my house a happy one. But he's not been honest. Men you're involved with in emotional affairs is just that. It's emotional for you and non-emotional for him. Because he's emotionally unavailable. He just wants what you have to offer for the moment to relieve his anxiety and his ease, his pain, his depression or anxiety, or feeling a sense of hopelessness or whatever. He wants to feel filled with you, but he has no intention of leaving his wife. Or if he is going to leave his wife and they're separated or going through a divorce, those are two key signs right there. Keep it moving. And nothing's going to come from it. And when they move on with you too fast, like I had a segment earlier, dating bitter, bruised, broken, divorced men, that false hope is always there. The false hope will never be a reality. They spend less and less time with you. I mean, with their wife, and want to spend time with you. But yet, you told me that you're separated. You told me that you're going through a divorce. But they act like they're a married man. Guess what? Because they are. Emotional affairs are just that. You're an emotionally replacement for what they're not getting at home for the moment. You don't have to deal with that. You don't have to accept that. You don't have to tolerate that. They give you money and gifts. Shop. Everything is exclusive. If you notice, they never take you nowhere publicly. Never. Not even a ride in the car. And if they do, they're always on guard and watching. Because like I said, they told you they're separated. They're going through a divorce. But yet they're still at that house. But you don't know it. They always give you a cell phone. You can't have a home and a cell. Most people have only cells today. But then there's some people who have a home and a cell. You should be able to reach him at all his phone numbers. You should be able to pop up and say, hey, I want to surprise you with lunch today on your lunch hour or whatever. Or can we go shopping? Or let's go out of town or hang or do? Or how come I haven't met your family? Because you're the emotional affair. He's trying to get everything he's missing at home through you. But it's not working for me. I don't understand. Well, honestly, we could be honest, including myself included. All the signs were there. If you can't go to a man's house, you can't freely call him. He don't take you out anywhere. Y'all don't do anything together. Y'all don't have good conversations outside of just text messaging. You don't get the calls. Well, how you doing today? I was just thinking about you, and all those start to cease. And you're like, okay, why are we going through this? Why are we struggling? What's the deal? I don't understand. I thought we were into each other. I thought you were into me. You told me you were going to get a divorce. And then all of a sudden their anxiety starts getting high. They start getting angry. You're doing too much questioning. You're questioning me too much. Why are you giving me all these questions? I don't like being questioned. Well, guess what, dude? I don't want my feelings hurt, but they were. Ladies, when a man tells you he's bitter, he's upset, he's going through, he's angry, and you're his listening ear, he's talking two-faced. Twofold, he's talking to you what he's been going through, what my wife has been doing, etc., and this, and that. And I'm why we're going through a divorce. I'm not dealing with it. But in the flip flop mode, well, I'm really trying. I've decided to work on my marriage, but your heart is involved, or your feelings are involved, and now they want to press you like you're the issue. Emotional affairs are a dead end. You're always going to be the afterthought, but never the main thought. So this is a subject I don't have to talk about long, because emotional affairs are just that, emotional. They're overwhelming, they're overbearing, they're a dead end, and nothing's going to come from it. Men have a tendency to play with women and their emotions because they're selfish. They'll give you false hope all day long. But again, they want what they want. The moment a man tell you he's separated or he's going through a divorce, say, I wish you well. If time or space allows or future allows, I'm available. Look me up if you're ready for a relationship. But I'm not going to be your rebound. I'm not going to be your emotional affair. I'm not going to let my good be evil spoken of. No, you cannot do that, ladies. Don't. When he starts sharing his thoughts and feelings about things, listen to the words of what he's saying. His wife is always going to be the subject. But you are blindsided because you're not trying to hear that because you like who you like. So you make excuses and you have the nerve to get upset about what she's not doing, what he's not doing. Remember, he's going to build her up. Tear her down to build you up, to think you got a shoe in. Just so he can have someone else to lay down with or have sex with or just listen to him. And then just going back to where he think he want to lay his head deep down all alone. Because he was that unhappy with her and did want to get a divorce, guess what? He would be divorced. And even still, you don't want to be bothered because he's got to heal. He's got too much baggage. Emotional affairs is a dead end. You're always going to be the downside the day after chick. You're never going to be the main one. And no, you was not made to be second. You don't want to be first, you want to be second, you want to be only. You don't want to be no number. And a man who is in an emotional affair or wants to have one with you, because that's exactly what it is, it's no good. So be mindful. Like I said, walk with your head held high, look the world right in the eye, knowing that in emotional affairs, finances, gifts, material goods, all that mean nothing. Taking your trips, He'll never introduce you to his friends and family because you're considered the other woman in his eyes. But in your eyes, you're thinking you're his main one. But mind you, in the midst of that, did you remember he told you he's going through a divorce or he's separated? He still has a wife. And you're like, no, I didn't think about it like that. None of us do. I didn't. But you know what? It's a hard pill to swallow, talking about a hard lesson learned, because I realized that regardless of what went on, it was my own fault that I allowed myself to get caught up in a lie. Because that's all it is. An emotional affair is no more than a lie. They're trying to move on and get everything I miss at home. And if it hit a bump in the road, unbeknown to you, he going back to her begging and pleading back or want things to change and they working it out. You thinking y'all working out a relationship and then he dismiss you like a bad habit. Because like I said, you were recreation. You were something to do. You were not the main one in his heart. So don't be so quick and desperate for a relationship. You don't have to. Pay attention to the signs because they're always there. I didn't. When you can't freely call them, when y'all can't just go out and hang out in the mall, y'all can't go out to dinner, it's always an excuse. But wait a minute. Separate? I thought you were separated. I thought you were going through a divorce. Ladies, it don't matter. He's still married. So until he shows you a divorce decree, that's what you tell him. Emotional affairs is the dead end, ladies. You'll always be the downside of the day after chick. Don't be the downside of nobody's nothing. Either you the main or you're nothing. People say, well, I want to be first. Well, what is a first is a second. I want to be only. I don't want to be no number. And with being in emotional affairs with men who are separated, but divorced, say they're going through a divorce, but neither one of them they're doing. They just out of the house for the moment. They could be legally separated, but they're still married. I don't care if he got legal separation. I don't care if he's in a whole different house. Until you see a divorce decree, he's still married. Period. Because all he's building with you is false hope of everything he's not getting at home. And where is it written as single women that we got to settle for that? No, we don't. You become his counselor, his way out, has something to do. That's not your job. That's not your lane. That's not what you're supposed to do. Say, I'm done with all of this. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Emotional affairs, the downside, the day after chick. Day after everything that's of importance to that man will never be the main because he already has someone in that position. So when a man approaches you and he say, hey, I'm separated, I'm going through a divorce, technically he's not single, keep it moving. Miss, they call you repeat yourself 4 times. Well, you know what? I make it 5 or 6. Keep it moving. Emotional affairs are the worst things that single women or women in general can get caught up with because we will be devastatedly hurt. And then you're looked down like you're hell in the home record. To wreck somebody's home, make yours a happy one. The way you get him, ladies, guess what? That's the way you'll lose him. If he did it to his so-called wife, he claimed that he's not with and don't want to be with anymore. What you think he gonna do with you? And sure enough, the ones I've been involved with, when you up here thinking you the only one with them, that you the apple of his eye, you are until all those phone calls stop, to the gift stop, to the money stop, to the just because I wanted to call you to see how you doing, how's your day, just because I was in the neighborhood, wanted to drop by. I know I didn't call, but he knows you so much, and he knows deep down how you feel about him. He knows you're going to open that door. But you don't have to. That's your obligation. But no, I know how she feels about me. Then you got a Negro with an ego. Okay? I don't need that. This joker got an ego because he feels like I I can have, I can get, I want, and we give it to them. But what are we getting? But hurt feelings and a broken heart. Emotional affairs is a dead end, ladies. You'll always be the downside of the day after check. Everything that's meaningful of him in his life don't have a part in it because he has someone already there. You're just a way of escape, but you ain't got to be there for nobody. You can keep it moving. You want to let a man know that you're not a way of escape. I'm sorry that you're going through. I'm sorry that you're going through a divorce. I'm sorry that things are not flowing for you, but this is not how I roll. I'm not doing this. It's easy to get caught up, but be caught up in the person and you know that you can have a future with. Because they move too fast, the bumps won't last. They move too fast, they're going to crash and burn. And unfortunately, you're going to be the one that he is not going to give his all to because he's not available to give you his all. It's always going to be somebody can't take a chance to take you out. One of her girlfriends could see, or one of his friends or family members. Hey man, what's up? Who was that girl? I thought you and so was still trying to work it out. But unbeknownst to you, he told you he was single. Emotional affairs is a dead end, ladies. The downside of the day after chick. You'll never be the one to amount to anything. But you amount to who you are. You know who you are, where you're going. So you tell him, I'm good. I don't need this. Don't settle for it. Don't settle for it. Because when you settle for less, you settle for less, then you get less than what you settle for. What's the point? I know women, we get lonely. I know it gets hard. I know it's like, hey, he came on to me. Watch and pay attention. Watch as well as pray. Pay attention to the signs. I didn't. Because you know why? I was so vulnerable, gullible, naive, wanted what I wanted a relationship. Emotional affairs are a dead end. Don't even get them started. It starts as simple as a phone call, a text message, an email, a nice letter on your car. I just dropped by, flowers to the job, edible arrangements to the job, candy delivered to the job. Oh, who's this new? Oh, this is my friend. Well, when we going to meet him? Oh, well, honey, let's give it some time. I don't like people in my business. That's a dead giveaway right there, ladies. I fell for all of that. All of that. I didn't. I just led with my feelings because I wanted who I wanted. And guess what? Thank God I made it out. Did I have hurt feelings? Yes. Emotional affairs give you nothing but false hope of an event, of a situation, of a relationship that will never be. Because 9 times out of 10, he's still married. Separated, going through a divorce, he's in his own apartment, he's still married. Until you see a divorce decree, until you see a divorce decree, until you see a divorce decree, I said that one for the Father, one for the Son, and one for the Holy Ghost, he's still married. Cut it off. And I'm telling you, nothing hurts. Nothing hurts more than you think you're building with someone and you were just being played and used all along. But when they see they don't get their way with you, they'll approach you and be like, girl, you ain't no joke. Hey, this is what I want. You're not rolling the way I want to. They're going to bow out gracefully. Deep down, you'll gain their respect, but they'll never tell you that. And then the phone call stopped, the gift stopped, the money stopped. Because you're supposed to be the way of escape for him. You're everything he's missing at home. Why aren't you complying? Why don't you just do what it is you should be doing for me and my selfish means? You're supposed to give me comfort. You're supposed to be cooking for me. You're supposed to open everything up for me. But yet I'm emotionally unavailable to you. You already knew what this is. You knew what this was when you got with me. So why are you giving me attitude? They want to flip the script on you. Mm-mm. everything he missed at home. Well, guess what, bruh? Take a walk. Because this chick right here and other women that I know in my life, man talking about he's separated going through a divorce, I wish you the best. And if the time ever permits or our paths ever cross again in life, and hey, you want to take a chance at us to get to know each other, fine. If it don't, have a good life. Because you're just setting yourself up for a tremendous heartbreak. Because men who are going through like that, they don't care. They don't. It's the selfish means they just want to get over. Emotional affairs is a dead end, ladies. You're always going to be the downside of the day after chick. You're not always going to be that one. No, I want to be only. I want to be no number. Like I said before, where there's a first, there's a second. No. So, until next time, walk with your head held high. Look the world right in the eye. Know that you and God got this. You are beautifully, wonderfully made. You are special, ladies. And I pray these videos and teachings will help you and pass these on, especially to the younger. People always say, well, Nicole, you always talk about sex and so much about sex and so much about relationships. But that's what's happening today. You turn on TV, it's sex. You turn on books and magazines, you're in the grocery store. Everything is sexual. Everything is sexual. Everything is pushed that way. Oh, it's okay. I'm okay. You're okay. It's okay. None of us are perfect. No, it's not. Somebody has to stand up and say, listen, ladies, this is not cool. This is not comfortable. Don't put yourself in this situation. It's no judgment. It's to empower, uplift, and build. It's to say, hey, you don't have to settle for this. You settle for less, you get less than what you settle for. And I want you to, ladies, to know that this isn't cool to allow yourself to settle this low just because you want someone so much that you just desperate for attention, so you're going to go with what's ever. It's better than being alone. Well, honey, be alone. It's not so bad. It builds you up. It makes you strong. It takes a strong individual to be on their own and be strong and not have somebody in their life. Because you just don't want anybody. Anybody can have somebody that anybody, nobody else wants. But no, you want the person that God put in the blueprint for you. Patience is going to wait. He's not going to bring you somebody that belonged to somebody else. It took me a long time to figure that out. I said, but I had nothing to do with it. But I didn't pay attention to the signs. I didn't pay attention to the things I just said to y'all. I didn't pay attention to the fact that, and to this day, none of them worked out. The one I thought didn't. That's the one that hurt my heart the most. But you know what? It's a tough, hard lesson learned. I will keep it moving. But I'm going to tell you right now, you divorced, separated, going through a divorce, living in separate quarters, I don't care. Catch me after 3 years, Jack. If you can. I'm just saying, ladies, be mindful. It's all about accountability. That's all these channels are. I'm not saying what happened to me is going to happen to you, but I guarantee you, I can stack $5,000 and win and know that I'm right. Emotional affairs is not for the faint at heart. It's devastating because it builds you up for a false sense of reality, a false sense of relationship that will never be. You'll always be an emotional affair, a dead end, the downside of the day after chick. In other words, you're the side piece he's trying to make, or you're the side piece he does have, depending how much he's invested in you. They want to come in your house, they want to settle, they want to come in, they want to cuddle. Everything but the emotional commitment from them, and everything that's solid, because you're not getting truth. If he's not truthful to his own wife, who are you? You don't have to settle, ladies. Keep it moving. So until next time, peace and blessing. You and God got this. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.